In this video, I'd like to look at some small bash programs that use a command, and then one of the arguments of the command will employ what we call a wildcard, and that's an asterisk. So in this little script I'm showing here, I'm saying echo quote AAA, and then using the greater sign, sort of directing that string into a file called aaa.txt. I'm just creating some files that I can work with. So I've created 5 files, and some of them are txt files and some of them are dat files, and some of them have similar names, not quite the same name. In 6 and 7, I'm making 2 directories, AA and BB. Again, some sort of similar names. And then here's my command I'm interested in. ls -sale. So I'm listing what's in a directory with a number of options. And then here's my wildcard. So instead of just saying ls -sale and seeing everything, I decided I want to see everything that starts with an A. So I'm looking for something. I have maybe a bigger list than this, more in the directory than just this small example. And I think there's something in there I want to find. And I know it starts with an A. And so then I can sort of get a small list of just things that start with A. That's what a wildcard will do. So I will be listing things that start with A. In 9, I just give myself a little separator. And in 10, instead of finding things that began with A, I'm finding things that end with txt. So I'm finding all my text files. So here we were at the first ls sale showed me picking out things that start with A. So I had the aaa.dat, the aaa.txt, and the AA directory. And it's also showing me here the contents of the AA directory. And I didn't put anything in there, so it was just the dot, the double dot. This after the dashed line, the second ls sale this time is looking for everything that ends in .txt. And so that was those 3 text files, aaa.txt, etc. So that is using a list command with a wildcard. In this next example, we're going to use a move command with a wildcard. And so I create a bunch of things once again, create a file aaa.txt and so on. So I'm creating 5 files in a directory, and those first 6 lines are just creating 5 files in the directory. And then I'm looking at what I created in 7, just sort of see the file, see the directory, make myself a separator. Here's my wildcard command line number 9. I am move. The move command usually will take move, then a file name, then a directory name. That's really one way to work with the move command, and it will move the file into the directory. With the use of the wildcard, it's going to move all the files that begin with A into the directory. So then we're going to, in 10, do an ls and see what's in the current directory, and we will see the A things no longer there. In 12 or 11, we're just making a separator. In 12, we're moving into the subdirectory. And 13, we're looking at what's in that directory, and it should be the files that began with A that are now moved there. So here is the original, all those files I made, the script, the directory, the dot, the double dot, the 5 files I made, the script itself, and the new directory I made. Then I moved with the wildcard, everything that started with A out. So now the list is missing the files that began with A. There were 2 files. Then we moved into that subdirectory and listed what was there, and there, in addition to the dot and the double dot, are those files that began with A. And just like with the list command that we started with, we could find things that began with A, and then we could find things that ended with txt, We can do similar things with move. So here we moved things that started with A. So our third example here is moving things that end in txt. So it's basically the same game. Create 3 txt files, 2 dat files, create a new directory. Just see what we've done. So do an ls, create a separator. Here's the command, number 9. Let's move everything that ends in txt. So again, these wildcards can be at the beginning. The wildcard can be at the end. This is a wildcard at the beginning, so I'm specifying the ending. In the beginning, the wildcard can be anything. So I'm moving anything that ends in txt, .txt. I'm sending that over to the new directory. I'm seeing in 10 what's in the current directory. I should see the txt files are gone. I make a separator. I move into the new directory. I see what's there. I should see the txt files. Okay, so the first, I have all the things I made, the 5 files I just made in code, the script itself, and the new directory I made. Then I moved in 9, I moved everything that ended in a txt, so we see no more txts in the main directory. And then I move into the subdirectory and look at what's there, and that's where the txt files are now since I moved them there. So that's what I wanted to show you, commands using wildcards. Thanks for your attention.